When Dorothy was left alone, she began to feel hungry. So she went and cut herself some bread and put butter on it. She gave some to Toto and then went to the river to get some lovely clear water. Toto ran over to the trees and began to bark at the birds sitting there. Dorothy went to get him and saw such delicious fruit hanging on the trees that she took some of it for her breakfast. She went back to the house and started to prepare for the journey to the City of Emeralds. Dorothy had only one other clean dress. It was blue and white and very pretty. She washed herself carefully, put on the dress, and tied her pink hat on her head. She took a little basket and filled it with bread. Then she looked down at her feet and noticed how old her shoes were. "They won't be any good for a long journey, Toto," she said. At that moment, she saw the silver shoes that had belonged to the Wicked Witch of the East lying on the table. "I wonder if they will fit me," she said to Toto. "They would be good for a long walk." She tried on the silver shoes and they fitted her perfectly. Then she picked up her basket. "Come along, Toto," she said. "We will go to the Emerald City and ask the Great Oz how to get back to Kansas again." She closed the door, locked it, and kept the key. And so, with Toto walking behind her, she started on her journey. There were several roads nearby, but it did not take her long to find the one made of yellow brick. Soon she was walking towards the Emerald City. The sun shone brightly and the birds sang sweetly. Even though Dorothy had been taken away from her own country and put in a strange land, she did not feel unhappy. She was so surprised to see how pretty the country was. There were blue fences on both sides of the road, and beyond them were fields of corn and vegetables. The Munchkins seemed to be good farmers. Sometimes she would pass a house, and the people would come out and look at her. They bowed low as she went by because they knew she had freed them from the Wicked Witch. The houses of the Munchkins were odd-looking. Each was round and painted blue because blue was the favorite color in this country. Towards evening, when Dorothy was tired, she began to wonder where she should stay the night. She came to a house which was rather larger than the rest. In front of it, lots of men and women were dancing, laughing, and singing. She could see a lot of delicious food. The people invited her to stay and eat with them. This was the home of one of the richest Munchkins in the land. They had decided to have a party because the Wicked Witch was dead. Dorothy ate a big supper. When the Munchkin who served her saw her silver shoes, he said,
"You must be a great witch."
"Why?" asked the girl.
"Because you are wearing silver shoes, and you have killed the Wicked Witch. Besides, you have white in your dress. Only witches wear white."
"My dress is blue and white," said Dorothy.
"It is kind of you to wear it,"
he said,
"because blue is the color of the Munchkins, and white is the witch color. So we know you are a friendly witch."
Dorothy did not know what to say. Everyone seemed to think she was a witch, but she knew she was only a little girl. When she got tired of watching the dancing, the Munchkin led her into the house and gave her a room with a pretty bed in it. Toto slept beside her. The next day, she asked how far it was to the Emerald City.
I do not know, the Munchkin answered, for I have never been there. It is better for people to keep away from Oz, unless they have business with him. But it is a long way to the Emerald City, and it will take you many days. The country here is beautiful, but you must pass through dangerous places before you reach the end of your journey.
This worried Dorothy a little, but she knew that only the Great Oz could help her get to Kansas again, so she decided to walk on. She said goodbye to her friends and started along the road of yellow brick again. When she had walked for some time, she thought she would rest. So she climbed to the top of the fence beside the road and sat down. There was a big cornfield beyond the fence, and not far away she saw a scarecrow placed high on a pole to keep the birds from the corn. Dorothy looked at the scarecrow. Its head was a small bag of straw, and it had eyes, a nose, and a mouth painted on it to make a face. It also had an old blue Munchkin hat on its head and an old blue suit over its straw body. On its feet were some boots with blue tops. While Dorothy was looking at the scarecrow, she was surprised to see one of its eyes move slowly and look at her in a friendly way. She climbed down from the fence and walked up to the scarecrow while Toto ran around the pole and barked. "Good day," said the scarecrow in a strange voice. "Did you speak?" asked the girl in wonder. "Certainly," answered the scarecrow. "How are you?" "I'm pretty well, thank you," Dorothy replied politely. "How are you?" "I'm not feeling well," said the scarecrow with a smile. "It is not very interesting being here night and day to scare crows away." "Can't you get down from your pole?" asked Dorothy. "No, this pole goes up my back. If you took away the pole, I would feel very happy." Dorothy reached up and lifted the scarecrow off the pole. "Thank you very much," said the scarecrow. "I feel like a new man." Dorothy was surprised hearing the scarecrow speak and seeing him bow and walk along beside her. "Who are you?" asked the scarecrow. "And where are you going?" "My name is Dorothy," said the girl, "and I am going to the Emerald City to ask the Great Oz to send me back to Kansas." "Where is the Emerald City?" he asked. "And who is Oz?" "Why, you don't know?" she said in surprise. "No, indeed, I don't know anything. You see, I am a scarecrow, so I have no brains at all," he answered sadly. "Oh," said Dorothy, "I'm very sorry for you." "Do you think," he asked, "if I go to the Emerald City with you, that Oz would give me some brains?" "I don't know," she answered, "but you can come with me if you like. Even if Oz will not give you any brains, you will be no worse off than you are now." "That is true," said the scarecrow. "You see," he added, "I don't mind my legs and arms and body being full of straw because I am light to carry and I cannot feel pain. But I do not want people to call me a fool. How am I ever to know anything if my head has straw instead of brains?" "I understand how you feel," said the little girl. "If you come with me, I'll ask Oz to do all he can to help you." "Thank you," he answered happily. They walked back to the road. Dorothy helped him over the fence, and they started along the yellow brick road. At first, Toto did not like the Scarecrow.
Don't worry about Toto,
said Dorothy to her new friend.
He is a friendly dog.
Oh, I am not afraid, replied the Scarecrow. He can't hurt me. Do let me carry that basket for you, for I can't get tired. I'll tell you, there is only one thing that I am afraid of.
What is that?
asked Dorothy.
The Munchkin farmer who made you?
No,
answered the Scarecrow.
I am afraid of fire, because I might burn.